What's up, guys? Back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about Kubo and the Two Strings. So this is an animated movie about a young boy who is missing an eye because of a accident when he was young. His mother is very ill, and he has this unique talent of origami and making using his origami creations to help bring stories to life. It's almost like in a magical sense. He winds up getting involved with this kind of weird mystical part of his family history where his grandfather, is wanting to take his other good eye. His mom's twin sisters are like hunting him down so that they can retrieve the eye to bring back to the grandfather. And in like a last ditch effort, to give Kubo a chance to survive, his mother sends him off using her own magical abilities, so that he's like far out of reach of the sisters, at least for a while. And Kubo basically, just loses his mom. The only thing he can do is he reaches down to grab a hold of her and ends up with like one single strand of her hair. And then he wakes up in a completely unfamiliar, strange place with a talking monkey. And he learns that he needs to pursue the exact kind of things that he talked about in his story about his fallen samurai father. And he needs to find his father's sword and his father's armor, and try to redeem and save his family. And the movie just kind of follows that story. It's a really good grand adventure feel, and for a kids movie they really treat the audience with a lot of respect, and they don't just tell a super simplified feel good story. There's genuine peril here, there are stakes here. Kubo goes through a lot, his companions go through a lot, so it's not just a light, brisk, usual family film. It is very, it's not a dark movie by any means, but it does have a good sense of humor, but it tells a real story and doesn't just keep falling back on slapstick humor, joke after joke after joke. Although one of the biggest laughs in the movie, whenever I've seen it with other people, is whenever Kubo sends a origami bird to come down and hit the monkey in the butt. That's always gets a big laugh out of people. But there's a real story here. There's really well developed characters. There's a really well developed world in general. And so there is a good sense of humor, but there's also a lot more than just jokes here. As much as I like the story and the characters and all that kind of stuff, the real draw here for me is the visuals. I mean, the story is great, but it kind of gets put in the background because of how amazing the visuals are here. As of this review, this is the longest stop motion movie ever made. It is absolutely mind blowing, the visuals in this. Even routine scenes of just characters walking around. I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much detail. There's so much movement. It's amazing. And then you have these just breathtaking set pieces. Like when Kubo creates a boat out of leaves. And then there's a scene where they fight a gigantic skeleton. There's a battle with a spectral dragon. It's just absolutely insane. And the way that it's brought to life is just it's hard to believe that it's stop motion animation. It's the kind of thing where you would pause it just so that you can look over all the different details on the screen. It's really amazing. And that's not an insult to the story or the characters when I say that the visuals, kind of overwhelm them. It's just that these visuals are that impressive. This is easily one of the most beautiful animated movies I've ever seen. And so it's the story is great, the characters are great, the movie is great in every way. I don't really feel like this movie has a lot of weaknesses. It's just that the visuals are so strong that that's kind of what becomes what resonates the most. I think it's a really good movie. I had no issues with it whatsoever. I've seen it several times. I never get bored of watching it. I just think it's definitely one of the better animated movies out there. And in a big part, like I said, because it does give respect to the people that are watching it. It doesn't assume that little kids have zero attention span and that they need to, have a joke every 2 seconds. It just tells a really good story that keeps the attention of even younger viewers. And it's just a really impressive work of art. Not just a movie to me, but an actual work of art. So I would definitely highly recommend it to anybody who is interested in family-friendly movies, animation, or just really just any kind of people that just appreciate beautiful artistic creations. I really feel like Kubo falls into that category as well. If you want to read a full write-up of Kubo, you can on my website, markfusion.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm also on Letterboxd, where I'm working to update my review database there. It's just taking a long time. I'm also on Patreon. if you want to get exclusive content, and all the money from Patreon goes directly back into buying new movies to review here, and that's 100% of the money goes to movies. But the best way you can help me out, like always, is just to hit that sub button. Free, easy, direct way to support me and to help me to continue to create this content. And of course, visiting my site doesn't hurt either. That's also would help me out a lot. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Definitely don't sleep on Kubo. It's a fantastic, beautiful, unforgettable movie. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.